Hey guys, welcome back to Hugs and Honey. I am Mama. Good to see you today. As you can see, I am being leisurely in bed this morning. I'm kind of lounging around with my favorite stuffy. I have another one around here too. Oh, here she is. Look at her. Isn't she beautiful? They're both made from alpaca, Peruvian alpaca, and they are so soft and so snuggly and cuddly. They're my little bed mates and I love them. Anyways, but I just wanted to talk today. I love Sundays. If I can, I love to just spend as much time as I can in bed in the morning. I love to lounge and just relax and sort of absorb what has happened over the week and kind of reflect. I have my journal here, so I'm writing in my journal and thinking about the things that happened this week and things that I want to do for next week and just kind of get my thoughts together. Journaling is one of my favorite things to do. I've had a journal. It's a little bit of trivia about me. I've had a journal since I was 12 years old. A former babysitter came and gave me a journal for, I think it was my 12th birthday and sixth grade. And I wrote in that journal and I continued to buy journals. And every trip I ever went on had its own special journal. And I've had so many journals in my life. I very rarely go back and read them, which is interesting. Most of the time it's just, trying to record my memories and my thoughts and get whatever's inside of me, the energy inside of me out on paper. And I always feel really good when I do that. So anyways, I was just thinking and reflecting this week, about things that happened. And there was something that happened this week that I did that I felt really bad about. And I wanted to talk with you guys about that because, no one is perfect. And I'm wearing the shirt for the Camino de Santiago de Compostela, which is a really cool journey that you can take. It's like a pilgrimage, they say. There's a really cool movie called The Way that you can see. It's with Martin Sheen and Emilio Estevez, who you guys probably don't even know who they are. They were very famous and popular when I was growing up, but this movie is amazing. And basically, the Camino is a journey. It's the way. It's a walk is what it is. And it has biblical references. So it's tied to Saint James, who was a pilgrim and who walked to this town called Santiago de Compostela in Spain. And my children and I did this, and my ex-husband, we went on this hike. We walked 118 kilometers in 6 days, which is really, really far. And it just reminds me that life is a journey and that there are some hard parts in life and some things that we go through or, kind of have to go through to complete the journey. And we are all pilgrims on this journey of life. And so I wanted to share with you one of my sort of pilgrim moments, which was very difficult. I think I stepped on one of my friend's toes. She invited me to do something with her, and I got very excited about sharing something that I was thinking, and it wasn't really the right platform or situation for me to do that. It was mildly inappropriate. It wasn't the right place to do it. It would be like your teacher being right in the middle of a conversation and you standing up and, saying, I declare I love apple juice, or something funny, something silly. That's not exactly what happened, but just to kind of give you sort of a perspective of what I did. And I didn't mean to. I totally did not mean to. I didn't mean to be inappropriate. I just got super excited about what I wanted to say. And I felt very strongly in my intuition that this person who I wanted to say this to needed to hear what I wanted to say. Anyways, all of this is to say that it was probably the wrong thing for me to do. I probably should not have stood up and said what I wanted to say, and I should have waited and held it for another time that was more appropriate and wouldn't put my friend in a situation where she felt awkward, which is what I did. And I totally did not mean to do it. Oh my gosh. So I felt awful after doing it. It wasn't really that big of a deal. It lasted all of maybe 20 seconds. But still damage had been done. And my intentions were not to make my friend feel awkward or, step on any toes. But nevertheless, I did it anyway. So I just wanted to share that experience with you and let you know what I did as a result of it, so that you guys, can have something to look at, some framework, something to point to, some guidance and direction if this ever happens to you or something like this ever happens to you. So what I did was I immediately knew that I shouldn't have done that, and I felt awful. And so I texted my friend and I apologized immediately, and I just said, oh my gosh, I feel awful. That's actually probably step number 2. Is the first step was me being aware that it was inappropriate and that I should not have done that. And so really acknowledging, looking at the way I was feeling, because my body told me. I was very overcome with feelings of wanting to talk. But once I started talking, every bone in my body was saying, shut up, don't talk anymore. But at that point I couldn't, but I knew my body was signaling to me that it was not the right place. It was not the right time. And so I was getting messages, right, from my body, from the energy around me saying, don't do that. Stop talking. And so I just, the first step is to just become aware and accept and admit that that you did something that you really didn't mean to do, or that you aren't proud of, or that it was a mistake. Okay, so that's the first thing. Admit to yourself, okay? And then if you can, and I would highly, highly, highly recommend this step, take ownership. Take responsibility for what you did. Say that you are wrong, and apologize, and do it as quickly as you can. And you may not have the right words to say, but just acknowledging that you see it, that something that you did was something that you didn't really want to do, and that you're sorry, and that, that is now an awareness. This is a lesson. This is part of your Camino, part of your journey. Part of the journey of life is taking these like little missteps, like the, oops, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, okay, I'm going to course correct. I'm going to change my direction again and remember, who I want to be and what I want to do. And I'll remember not to do that again. Yeah, that's one I'm not going to do again. And so then the third step, after first admitting it to ourselves and becoming aware of it, the second step is acknowledging it to the person who, needs to be acknowledged. And then the third step, like by apologizing. And then the third step is to become aware that is not what you want to do again, so that you can think about and look at the patterns. Like when I look at this pattern, I actually see that I've done this maybe in different situations with different people, accidentally, not on purpose, but that this is something that is starting to come from my subconscious, which is this part of me that's not really aware of what I'm doing. And it's now coming into my consciousness, which means now I'm starting to see, oh, this is a pattern. I've done this before, and I really don't want to continue doing this again. And so this is the steps. This is the process of how you start to change patterns in your life, how you start to focus and really repair and heal your relationships around you, because I could have left that. Like I could have just moved on and not acknowledged it and not apologized. And then there would have been like this weirdness between my friend and I. And that weirdness would be there. Like it would be like almost like a person or something physical, something real. That weirdness stays, right? That energy, until it's cleared, stays with you and sticks around. And so you want to make sure that you're clearing all of this energy as best as you can. You know, I talk about this all the time with you guys, where we clear our magical golden egg bubble, which is basically our aura. It's basically the energy that we have around us personally, our own personal space, you can think of it as. And so you can think of it as like a very gentle, like a bubble around us, like a very thin layer that protects our energy from the rest of the world. And sometimes when we do things like this and we don't clear that air, that energy stays with us and it kind of like attaches onto our bubble and almost can permeate inside, and make our own personal energy off because we're not clean. We're not alone in our bubble. We have other energy in there because we didn't clean it. And so we're constantly, you know, as we walk on this Camino, this journey in life, the goal is to just become more aware of what we're doing and why we're doing it and what that, you know, where that pattern might have started, or at least acknowledging that there is a pattern, and then having the consciousness to want to change that pattern so that the next time I feel this sensation of wanting to speak up when it's not an appropriate time, I'm going to think differently and I'm not going to do that. And I'm starting to change the pattern because I don't like what it does in my life. It makes me feel yucky and I don't like to feel yucky. And I have tools, and now you have tools and processes in how we can work our way through feeling yucky and transforming that energy into something that is really helpful and productive. So you see how I'm taking that energy. I could have left it. I could have not done anything about it, but I'm actually taking it. I'm transforming it. I'm apologizing and trying to make amends with my friend. I'm trying to see where I can grow as a person. And then now I'm sharing it with you. So my mistake, hopefully, is your gain, is your benefit, is your now asset as something that you hopefully don't have to go through. And you can learn from me and my mistakes. But you know what? We all have our own mistakes to make, and we have our own lessons to learn and our own caminos to walk. And the Camino, the pilgrims know, you know, when you're on Camino, they say bon camino. So everyone who sees you knows that you are a pilgrim, and you have a lot of support because everyone knows the hardships of life. Everyone struggles. It's getting me a little teared up. The part that's getting me teared up actually is not the struggle, not the pain, not the difficulty of the struggle. It's the beauty of the support that is so inherent in all of us that we can all connect to, that makes us all one, that we can understand each other through the vulnerability and the pain. Sorry, guys. You know, I don't usually cry on these, but for some reason that felt very important today as I think about community and journey and support and friendship and partnership and just being there for each other, as we talk about a lot. Oof. Anyways, guys, didn't plan on crying this morning, but it was very up close and personal, wasn't it? Anyways, I hope that you can benefit from what I just said, that you have your own wonderful caminos, and just know that we are all pilgrims together on this journey, and we are all here to support each other and lift each other up and share love and light. and a way through the darkness and difficulty with each other. So anyways, guys, please subscribe to this channel. Somewhere down there, subscribe, share it with your friends, comment, like it. You know the drill. Anyways, I'll see you tomorrow. I see you, I hear you, I'm here for you, and I love you. And I will. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.